Dean Lewington, David Martin, and Alan Smith. And I said, what about Dele Alli? And you said, see, I don't even think he's guaranteed a spot in the team.
Thanks for that.
But
Clearly I was joking.
He's been sensational this season, in all honesty. And, you know, funnily enough, last week when he signed a contract has not changed anybody's opinion, because I still think we'd be lucky to keep him in January.
Let's be honest, what a week that lad had.
Oh,
he? You know, he signs a new contract, he scores a hat-trick, and he gets Young Player of the
Month,
you know.
yeah.
And it's actually gone from the point now where people are going on social media outlets from going, anytime I've seen Dele Alli, he's not looked that special, he's overrated, and now they're looking at him, taking note and saying, actually, this kid's quite good. Yeah. And the fact that other people are noticing as well really does show what a talent we have in our hands, to be honest.
I mean, it is one of those things. We have a bit of form on this one, in that we'll be renewing people's contracts in situations like this if they're going pretty soon. I mean, we would want to renew him anyway, because he's getting. This is his last.
This would have been.
This would have been his last year. Yeah, so we do it anyway. But I'm. If we keep him after Christmas, I'll be so pleased. But I'll be a bit surprised.
It's secured more money for us, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
really.
That's it. That's what it. That's the purpose of it. It drives his value up, and yes, makes it.
Well, he's just increasing his value every time he touches the ball now.
Yeah. We'll talk about last night a little bit later on, but I thought last night was really interesting, because obviously a very contrasting game. Let's come on to that one in a bit. But 6 goals. Who got the first one?
It was Dele Alli.
Dele Alli, I've heard of him. We were talking about him a while ago. Yeah, he was good. Who got the second?
Kyle.
This. I mean, it is great.
That was unscripted as well.
That was, yeah. It was a great header. It really was a good header. We were saying, bluntly, we should be hearing David Martin call for that ball from here, and we don't. And it's really odd, because there are times whenever the ball's away from his box, he's loud. He's shouting, he's dictating things, but often when he should be making a noise in the box, he doesn't. And that was, I think that caught us out.
I did point the finger at Dave for that, and it's not a excuse me, I've got a sore throat. It's not a nitpick from a 6-1 win, obviously, but he is, like you said, he does do that a fair bit often. At Peterborough, I don't know if you remember, he came out for a needless ball that was going into his. At least into his hands anyway, or Anthony Kay's onto Anthony Kay's head, and he come out for absolutely no reason towards the edge of the box and conceded a goal. Yeah. And although it's very rare, I still think that he needs to work on that a little bit, because if that happens in a big game, we need to be pretty faultless in the defence this season. And although I'm not saying that he's a weak point, because he's absolutely not. Yeah. If he's got that sort of thing in his locker, he needs to sort it out quickly, because he's had that for quite a while.
Yeah. So let's be positive. Dele hat-trick, fantastic. I think I have to say this. I don't know whether everyone saw this, but Kyle tweeted after that match, "Great performance by everyone today, and it's always nice to get on the score sheet for an own goal," which I think is just that just shows something about the camaraderie present within the squad at the moment.
The mentality there as well.
Yeah. I was actually going to mention that it's very good that for a centre half who has just conceded an equaliser, it didn't look like it. He still carried on his own game, and he's done this quite a few times where he dribbles forward, and you might see him on the right wing every now and then. And like yesterday, for example, he cracked the post, and he was really trying to get a goal from every set piece, and it never looked like it. It even happened. So that was good that he's got the mentality. If say that happens again this season, you can just say, it's happened now, let's get on with the job in hand. But we had a few other good goals. I thought Ben Reeves' finish for the 6th was stunning, as well as Ali's hat-trick
goal. Yeah,
that was superb, the back heel from Hitchcock.
Yeah, I thought Ben's goal was possibly was one of the best I've seen this season. Just the interplay, though, the 3 quick passes, I thought was absolutely fantastic.
But it was a good game overall, and in fairness, Crewe were rubbish, weren't they? Really, in the defence at least. I thought going forward at times, and as a few people have mentioned on the interweb, that they did stick to their game. They did keep trying to come at us, did keep trying to pass the ball. They had a few decent players, but ultimately in the defence, if that's the defence that they're using this season in terms to avoid the relegation drop, then they need to sort it out quickly, because I can't see them escaping relegation with a defence like that.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the fact they kept plugging away. They didn't sit.
Yeah, definitely.
They were still trying at the final whistle, but bluntly, it was our match by such a ridiculous margin. It was fantastic, and we were great. Someone want to do the headline of the week for that one?
Oh, right. I'll have a go at this.
Go on.
Right. Super Deli Ali hat-trick. Alex are atrocious. I thought that was brilliant. Whoever come up with that is a genius.
Greg Burnett on Twitter. I don't know whether he came up with it or whether he stole it from someone else and didn't credit them, but I'm giving you the credit, Greg. So if you're listening, that's a tenner you owe me.
Give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah, that's classic.
Buy yourself a pint.
Super Deli Ali trick. Yeah, I can't even say it. Super Deli Ali hat trick. Alex are atrocious. Right.
Fantastic.
Okay. We'll come back and talk some more in a while.
Listen to the Sticks Radio Show with me, Terry Sullivan, here on Seclo Sounds, every Monday from 10 a.m. with guests from the world of entertainment and sport across hearts, beds and bucks. The Sticks Radio Show, online at seclosounds.org.
Okay, coming up in the next, probably rushed section of the show,
It's that time.
Yeah,
it's rushing time.
We find out who loves Winky this week. Does that sound bad, or can I get away with it?
Yeah, you get away with it.
Okay, right. We have some more delvings into the wonderful world.
Delvings? That's just rude. That's rude.
Into the wonderful world of Chav, and Paul will be along, waving his healing hands in your direction once more.
The healing hands. Okay.
Right, so at Bennick is God says, "Can you hear me, Arson? I'm getting louder, hashtag scoring for fun." At Kevin from Bath says, "Considering moving into the area, can anybody recommend good schools near Bletchley? Hashtag this time I know it's for real." At Simon from London says, "Bradford are the real winners last night. You should all be ashamed of yourself, hashtag whiny child." At Wonky Winky, what do you call a donkey with one eye and one leg shorter than the other? Winky Wonky Donkey, hashtag Winky is God. And finally, at Sandra Don, "Look at me, I'm Sandra Don, hashtag lousy it, hashtag something."
I think it's supposed to be lousy without. There's a grease joke in there somewhere, I reckon. But, yeah, you have to look really hard and really want to see it. Modders, can you let people know how they can get in touch with us, please?
I can. You can contact us by thinking of a number between 1 and 5, and then be very surprised when we tell you the number you're thinking of is 3, or you could use these rather splendid methods. You can contact us at Facebook, and we're at facebook.com/the MooCamp. You can tweet us, and we'll be using the hashtag of the MooCamp during the show. I nearly said the MooCamp. God. You can email us at radio@moocamp.com. You can text 80085. Remember to start your message with "Beer is brown, poems are hard," beer, or else it won't reach us. Or you can text direct to the studio on 07848 930 396.
I giggled at that earlier. That's great.
That took a second to register, wasn't it?
Shall I turn the microphones down
probably,
before you start negotiating?
No, you do it. No, you do it. I do it.
Slick professional radio coming straight to you.
Now, we all know the Dons are the most popular club in the country, and
Very true.
Pete Winky Winkleman is not only the most popular chairman in the lower leagues, he's probably the most popular man in football altogether. But just how wide does his fame spread? Each week we do a bit of digging and a bit of delving, and we find some people who you might be surprised to find out really, really love Winky. This week we can announce that Badly Drawn Boy, Boy George, George Foreman, Foreman Grills, Bear Grylls, Charlie Bear, Charlie Burns, Robbie Coltrane, Cornish Coltrane's, Cornish Cream, Godley and Cream, Creme Caramel, Carmelo Anthony, Anthony Hopkins, Katie Hopkins, Kate Middleton, and everybody shopping in the wonderful halls of Milton Keynes all really, really love Winky. Unfortunately, there were two people we failed to reach out to. Andy Cullen was far too busy working out what should be the next promotional day, and Helen Chamberlain was frantically hiding all the other AFC cards from the draw.
Bless her, she did that well. Okay, excellent, thank you very much.
That's probably the only one that I could have got through.
Which is why you didn't get to read it.
That's why you're not getting it. This was structured very carefully to protect you from it. We don't want your reputation being damaged.
No.
Just to pick on something, I had a message from Milton Keynes Council earlier in the week, and what they've asked us to do is any time that we're reading out the names of the centre, the name of the centre, we have to pronounce...
Centre colon MK.
We have to pronounce the colon. So centre, it's not centre MK, it's centre colon MK. And the same for the stadium. Any time we refer to the stadium, it will be known from this day forward as the stadium colon MK. Okay?
Apologies.
Okay. Great. It's Albie's time.
The lexicon of chaff. Of chaff.
Welcome to my world, where each week we educate you, the educated elite, into the ways of the feral underclass that seemingly run our planet by providing detailed translations of common street talk. This week the phrase under scrutiny is swole. Common usage: Oi, geez, I'm well swole, ain't it? Turns page. Definition: good looking and in fact handsome in appearance. Widely and incorrectly believed to have originated from the 2004 hit film The Football Factory, but its earliest recorded usage, in fact, dates back to Mrs. Beeton's Book of Household Management in 1861, page 542, paragraph 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me see your hands in the air for the one, the only, the healer himself, Mr. Paul Heald. He's a healer. He's a healer. He's a healer.
Okay, regular listeners will know that we often call on the services of goalkeeping supremo Paul Heald to use his massive healing hands to assist with whatever ails you. We don't know how he does it. We never thought to ask him, to be honest. But however he does, it's remarkably effective. And we've had a number of requests for Paul's healing this week. Eliza from Emerson Valley can't get off the sofa.
I heal you.
Cliff from Kentish Town wants the spinning in his head to stop.
I heal you.
Andy from Linford can't walk in a straight line on Friday evenings.
I heal you.
Tony from MK1 has a swollen head.
I heal you.
Adrian from Oxley Park is a conservative.
I heal you.
Simone from Neath Hill wants to go again, even when she's just been.
I heal you.
And Anthony and Kyle from MK1 want to be able to judge passes better.
Interesting. Ooh. There are limits to Paul's powers. Paul's power.
I like that.
Paul, yeah.
New title.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul's powers. Okay, excellent one. Look, keep your requests for Paul's help coming in. Doreen, thanks for the pictures again. If I can suggest a couple of close-ups, that would probably be good. One of each. Thanks. Okay. I was keeping that together then. There's little pockets of sniggering breaking out in different parts of the studio. Yeah, okay. Bradford. We had a match last night.
And what a good hand it was.
Good hand. It was.
Let's be honest, 2-0 win after the performance against them last week. I thought they played us brilliantly last week. We didn't respond well. This time round, great result.
See, and another thing that's gone quite under the radar as well, that it was only last February that they made it to the final of this competition. And also how well they played against Leeds in the last round. And that was obviously championship opposition who hadn't started the season well, but it's still got to be noted. And having beat us the week before, we seen how good they were. Having beaten us the week before, we seen how good they were. And they set out in a similar style, but it was obvious that Carl Robinson done his homework on them. And I was very glad to see us not only win, but keep a clean sheet, because I thought we conceded 2 very poor goals by our standards.
I think, to be honest, his comments from last week, Robbo's, this is vindicated, aren't they? He did get it wrong.
Yeah, he got it wrong, and this time he got it right.
Yeah, and funnily enough, I was kind of surprised that he allowed Richie Barker to do that interview, because I would have thought that he would like to come out and, take a bit.
I got it right.
yeah, but that would essentially be him saying, "I told you I was rubbish last week."
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, but no, it was a very good performance. The 2 goals, Bennick's first goal was absolutely brilliant.
That was sublime.
And the second goal, I was saying the whole game that it's not going to be long before we see one of his was starting to become quite trademark goals. Getting off the last shoulder of the defence, running one-on-one with a goalkeeper.
But let's just talk about the preamble to that. That ball,
pass.
that slide